Well, I've got a lot of knowledge. I've been doing this 44 years now, and the gentleman that was on previously, Gene from Indiana, is absolutely 100% correct. These people are organizing in unbelievable numbers. They're forming grand juries. They're deadly serious. Their papers are absolutely perfect. They've dotted the I's and crossed the T's. They are registered all the way to The Hague as a viable government. They've published it in the New York Times. They've published it in all the major newspapers. As a matter of fact, the British Bar Association has, on threat from the bankers, warned them that they had better slow down because they're doing it that right. Okay? Now, we're not just going to lay down and let a bunch of stormtroopers walk in and take over. That's not happening. Those of you out there who know facts about certain states' militias know that's not happening. These people are deadly serious, and they're not going to just come in and take over America. We're not going to stand for it. And a lot of these people are ex-veterans who are very well-trained and combat-oriented, okay? You need to also understand that the military has been organizing for well over 50 years, and they've been taking their best troopers and pulling them aside and bringing them up to speed on all of this Constitution and all of this security and programming, and they even passed out among the top paratroopers and special forces a letter asking us, would we fire on Americans? And almost to a man, everybody said, hell no, we're not firing on Americans. I don't care what order you give, okay? So the bottom line is there is a loyalty factor involved here, and the loyalty factor of the military, the core elite of military, is going to be for America always. They're not going to just follow some dingleberry's orders and go out and slaughter Americans, innocent Americans. That is not happening. If anything, they turn their guns on the guys giving them the orders, okay?
Okay,
So,
but about the ones, where they say, oh, well, we've got Russian troops here, Chinese troops, they don't give a shit about us.
I know right where they're at. And
hopefully, the majority of Americans are armed and dangerous and ready to go.
Well, they said in Michigan alone we could actually support 3 whole armies just from the Polish deer hunters that come to hunt camp every season, okay, for hunting. The bottom line here is they had some Russians move into Camp Grayling in Michigan. Nobody heard nothing about it. Nobody said nothing about it. And all of a sudden, they went home rather fast. And 3 of their headquarters were blown completely up. 3 of their Hind helicopters were blown up. One of their barracks was burned to the ground with what they call an 800-gallon propane pig that was seen 27 miles high. Now, the only reason I know about this stuff is because I know some of the people in the fire department that responded to the fire. I don't think they're going to be putting Russians on Michigan bases anytime soon. Over 80 Russian soldiers were shot up, and they loaded their planes and they left in a hurry, okay? I know for a fact there's German Luftwaffe in Arizona on Fort Huachuca. I know that we have Canadians that are on Selfridge Airfield here just north of Detroit. And I have personally told people in the know in positions of trust and authority, you tell them Canadians, they come off of that air base with anything but a smile on their face and a Carista camera, and they're going to go home in a box. So you just better make sure if they're here visiting, and they just want to be a tourist and see the sights and have fun and take pictures to go home for their scrapbook. Because if they come off of that base doing anything other than that, they're going home in a box. We're not going to sit by and let America get taken over. That is not happening. People need to understand, and you're getting knowledge that you would not normally get, and I'm risking my ass to give it to you, okay? The bottom line here is America, it's always going to be American. And anybody who thinks otherwise better quit smoking that stuff. It ain't no good for you. So if you think you're coming over here to take over, you just better quit smoking that stuff. It's bad for you. We're not going to let you do it. We love this country with a purple passion. We love our Constitution. We love our national anthem. We're not ashamed of it like Obama is. We're not ashamed of our Constitution. We're not ashamed of our, Pledge of Allegiance. I don't care if he thinks that we're too aggressive. Well, that's too bad. But guess what? We're the nicest people on the face of the planet. We're the most generous and gracious. We'll give you the shirt off our back.
I'm ashamed that we allowed this group of corporate...
Steal it. Because if you come to steal it, we're going to cut you up in little pieces and send you home in a box. We're not going to fool around with you. And people are organizing, and they're extremely intelligent. I have to go to one of their meetings Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, and I'm telling you, I'm in a room with people that are way up there on the intellectual level, and they are not just jaw-jacking to hear if their gums flap. They are putting together programming. They are putting together grand juries. They are putting together paperwork that's absolutely impeccable, and they got me sitting on the sidelines to make sure they don't screw it up. So you know there's going to be some serious platforming here, and we're not just going to, shake hands and feel good and fuzzy all over. And this is going on in every state in the union, and you need to understand that. Okay, it's just getting organized. Okay, you haven't heard a lot about it, but I'm telling you, it's happening. It's happening in every state in the union. Some of them are a little farther along than others. And, of course, a lot of them have tried to divest themselves of the Tim Turner garbage because they realize that's just creating a monster the same that we already got. We don't need that, okay? But they've taken the best of the program and tried to reconvert it into a positive plan that's going to actually help to try and keep hold of this America in a peaceful, rational, and logical fashion by law. And you can't knock the people for their magnificent efforts. They're going to do this. It's just a matter of when the rest of the people find out about it enough to be able to participate effectively. Now, the guy who published the book, Tom Sawyer, Samuel Clemens, basically made the statement that the voice of public opinion is like the voice of God. When we can get the public out and about and knowledgeable enough and up to speed to where they can make their voice heard, you're going to see some big changes here. Now, that's up to people like you and me and your talk shoes and your programs and the Jacks and the Angela's, and we're doing a hell of a job. If you've listened to Angela's program from just a year ago to today, listen to the questions. Listen to what people are talking about. These people have been educated very, very well. I'm so impressed I can't tell you. I tell Angela all the time, she's doing a hell of a job. Jack, too.
Aw, thanks. Well, we have an educated group, that's all. We have people that are eager. People are joining in new every day that are eager to learn and want to know what's going on. They know something's wrong, and they know they're not getting it from Alex Jones. They know it's deeper than that. And so people are they have such a thirst and a desire to learn and understand and discover what the hell's been going on that I think, and the timing has a lot to do with it.